Hi, this is Celeste.
And this is Larry.
And we are bringing you a boots on the ground update about the Freedom Phone that you are all waiting for. So Larry's going to fill us in what he's been doing, and he's still working, so be a little bit patient, but we are bringing you an update, and we will show you the new website in just, should we go do the website first, or should we do the phone first?
Either one is fine.
Okay, let's go to the website first, and I am going to share my screen with all of you. Just a sec, you know me, Miss Technology here. Okay, so this is, I'll let Larry explain the website to you.
Yeah, so this is our, take this right here. So this is the website in its current form. Pretty much everything's on here. We have just a little bit of information about what we're doing, the technology that's involved in the Freedom Phone with the Graphene OS, and how it does not have any tracking or tracing apps on it from the get-go, and also that they cannot be, any sort of tracking stuff cannot be pushed by your carrier, AT&T, Verizon, whoever, without your express permission. So everything you install, it gives all kinds of warnings. And then down below, a little more information. Then we have different phones. Most of the phones we have, so this whole platform is based on the Google Pixel, because Google has an open source phone platform, and they allow anybody to develop on it. And so the Graphene OS was built on their framework, and it has no tracking or anything like that on it. So these phones are Pixels, and we have good, better, best kind of phones, and different prices available for them. And most of them are new or renewed, I guess you'd say, phones. They're in good or mint condition. They're practically brand new. And so since it has a new operating system, it is a new phone, theoretically. The only difference in the phones is the number of cameras and some of the features on them. So we'll have some videos about the different phones, how to load up different things, the grading on them, all that, and how to migrate your information over, your contacts and your pictures and all that stuff like that when you get a phone like this. So you can use your current phone number, or you can go to another carrier and just get what they call a burner phone. Just get a new phone number that's totally anonymous and use this phone. And it is not tracked. You can take it. I have one here. You can take it in the store with you, and no one sees you. You can take it wherever, and no other phones are going to report you with this COVID thing or whatever. So pretty exciting stuff. We're going to have some introduction videos on there and kind of walk you through what's available and how it all works.
So, and I'm the guinea pig. And so yesterday we were working the bugs out of this. And what we discovered is that if you have a car with GPS and it works in sync with your phone, and you try to use Google Maps, it's not going to work. Because Google Maps wants that surveillance, it wants your data, and so it's just not going to be available. So the workaround, we spent all day working on it yesterday, and so basically what I have, and this is a biblical principle, I have my Freedom Phone, which is my clean phone, and I have a dirty burner phone for all my dirty surveillance. And so you just have your clean phone, your dirty phone, and that way if there are a couple things that you definitely want, like I am going into the heart of Seattle tomorrow, and I really don't want to negotiate on my own. I just want to turn right, turn left. And so this morning I bought my burner phone. It's in my computer or in my car. It's synced up, ready to get me where I want. So that if you want something that is saturated with surveillance, you can have that option. by just having a dirty phone,
Right.
dirty
Yep.
burner phone. But you'll know the difference. And then you have your Freedom phone for everything else, like when you go into the stores, when you're doing all your other business, and no contact tracing and no surveillance. And each time it's going to, a program tries to suck out your information, it's going to ask you on this phone, which may be a little bit annoying at first, but realize that on the old phones, it was doing it automatically, just sending out all your personal information to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that wanted it.
Yeah.
But now you are in control of whether your information goes out or not. But what I really emphasize, you're going to the trouble and the expense of getting a Freedom phone, so don't load it up with the surveillance. Get a separate phone. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more, but it's going to keep your life simplified, and it is following biblical principles of clean and unclean.
Right.
This is the clean thing, and then you'll have the unclean. What else did we learn yesterday?
So just to explain a little bit better, both Apple and Google are the main providers of apps for your phones. So, and with Google, they have what's called Google Play services. The Google Play services, so if I build an app for a mapping program or texting or whatever, in order to put it onto Google Store to make it available for everyone, they require what's called Google services. On this phone, we have a way to log in anonymously to the Google Store and download some apps that you might want that are not available in the open source community. And I'll have some explanation how that works. There's a lot of open apps that you can use that are very similar that you would normally get from a Google or Apple store, and you can use them normally on this phone. There are some apps that you want that are specific for your work or whatever you're doing, and you want to download those from the Google Store. You can. Just know that most of them will give you a warning saying this app may not work because it requires the Google services. So what Google does is lays over top of that app their own, they want to suck the data out. They want to know your location, all your information. And actually, a lot of those apps are sharing information between them and selling that third party. So this phone stops all of that. You can still have the app, and it'll give you a warning. It may be reporting. Well, it won't be, and some of the features will be turned off because Google is not allowing you access to their network because that is not turned on. So it's a little bit of a hassle, but most of the time you can get the apps to work. And we'll have some video about how that works and what it looks like when the warnings come up. So I've only had a few things that don't work, but there's usually workarounds on the third-party open source network for you to get something similar. So
we have been trying to do a mapping program and then have the directions, but we have not found that workaround yet. But we are working on it, and I'm sure that you might have some personal type apps that you find that you say, I really want on my phone. And so Larry is offering some limited tech support to get your data migrated and your custom phone the way that you want it. And it's probably going to run about $100, right?
Yeah, depending on how much stuff is ordered. So we'll put some informational videos on how to migrate your own contacts and stuff like that, make it fairly simple. And then some of the more difficult things, we'll have tech support available for those.
So yes, you can migrate over all of your pictures, all of your videos, have your emails, from your old phone onto your new phone. So all of that is possible with this new phone. It's not like you have to totally start from scratch, although it will be, that is something that has to be migrated and populated. So like I said, you can do it yourself, or you can have the tech support option, or I don't know if it's technical support or just migrating support option.
Okay, so this is an Android phone. This is the Android system. And talking about migration, the SIM card in any of these phones, all the phones that we have, are nano SIMs. and it's the same exact phone. If you have iPhone 5 or above, earlier, new one, the SIM chip will pop right over, and your phone and your number will work right away. And most of the new Samsung or any of the Google phones will have also the nano chip, the nano SIM in it, and it'll migrate right over. And if not, you can get adapters to make it work. So any phone that's out there, including Celeste really old phone, worked fine, and your number's ported immediately, and it's up and running. And all you have to do after that is migrate your data, your pictures, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so another thing we're going to add on the site here shortly, and I had it on the original front page, was flip phones. Most of the carriers, Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, etc., are moving to mandatory 4G in January of 2021. So in a few months, those 3G phones that anybody has will not work anymore, and they're going to migrate you to 4G. The flip phones that you can get, the just dumb phones you can get, make sure and we'll have a link on here about finding phones on eBay that are just flip phones, dumb phones, that are also 4G. So if you want to go that route and not get a smartphone, you can still have access to those phones. And we'll tell you what to look for and to make sure the phone is going to be compatible with the new networks as they discontinue the 3G. So.
But are those flip phones going to be Freedom phones, or
no? So this is a dumb phone. It's basically just a keypad, and it may have texting on it, but it doesn't have any apps. And the apps is where you have security issues. If you have a dumb phone, a flip phone, it's just, you're texting or you're making a phone call. And that's it. The phones that they originally had 20 years ago.
So they're not going to have be able to do contact tracing with old flip phones?
There's no downloads possible on those phones because they're just basically a phone. Just making phone calls and texting, and that's it. So one of the options we're going to have is these phones come preloaded with a secure internet browser, and you can make phone calls right away. We're also going to offer a small package that we'll preload Signal, which is encrypted chat, and Blue Mail, so you can use IMAP or any of your existing exchange or any of the pop emails you might have from your home email. We'll preload a bunch of different apps on the phone, so you can basically, when you receive the phone, it'll be up and running and have all that stuff, and all you need to do is add your information, and it'll save you some time. So I think there's about 5 to 8 apps that we're looking at right now just to preload that, and that'll be an option. Another one is for the tech support option, or the migration option, is we'll load it's basically a TeamViewer or it's called AirDroid, and I can see I can see your phone on my computer and help install things or add and change different things so your phone works. And that is not, I don't have access to your phone unless you give permission, so it'll just be something that's on there. It makes it really fast and easy for us, and I can show you on your phone how it works. So that's just, as a migration service, we can do that, and makes it really easy to see what I'm doing and understand how it works. So.
And I can verify that it works very well, because both Doug and Larry, with various technical issues, I use TeamViewer on my computer, and so they kind of take over my computer and show me exactly what's going on and how to do my solutions. And that is great for me, and it's going to be great for you.
Yeah.
So all in all, it's Freedom and a Freedom phone, and it's just in time for lockdown 2 and all this crazy contact tracing that's moving forward. So the phones are available now, and so you can just go to Freedom Phones, and that's plural, FREEDOMPHONES.net. And so you can get your phone now, or you can wait for the informational videos. Please be patient for a couple of weeks. We're still working out details on the website, spiffing it up a bit, getting those FAQs for you to help you to do it yourself if you would like to save money and do it yourself. But like I said, there is going to be tech support for those of you that say, you know what, I have a custom, or I just am not a techie, and you know me, I'm not a techie, so I'm always asking him or Doug for my technical solutions. So anyway, we just wanted to do a boots on the ground update about freedom as we move forward into the fall when things are all going to intensify and you need to get your phones now. So this is Celeste and Larry signing off for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.